Hey man, what's up? The words matters. People, I was going back and just, I just got done busting my ass today, dude. I've worked, I think I got up at 9 o'clock this morning, maybe 10 o'clock. So whatever time I got up, I haven't stopped since I haven't even ate. But do words matter? I was looking through the comment section of the video I posted from Separation Day. Some people seem to think that the second cop with the dog was actually listening and maybe it was getting to him. I don't know. Um, I don't necessarily think that. I think he was just standing there because it was the best tactical position for him to be in at the time, considering where we were all standing at. Um, BLM had just left. I don't know, maybe 20, 25, 30 of them, something like that. I was walking up when they were leaving, and the police didn't come out there for them. The communists came out there, the people who are openly communists wanting communism to be the new norm in this country, which it already is. People just haven't recognized it yet. And the police didn't show up. The police didn't show up for them, but the police were out there for us. What's up, hey? What how you doing, man?
Hey, I don't know if this mic works. Does it work?
Yeah, it works. If you're
All
on
right.
if you're on
Well,
your phone, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, it's good, man. I tried to join last time. It was all fucked up. So, just,
Oh, so did you watch the video of a Separation Day when I was talking to those cops?
yes, I did.
Do you
Yes, I
think the
did.
do you think the cop with the dog, the second one cop, was do you think he was actually do you think it was getting to him, or do you think he was just standing there to appease me, or to because I think he was standing there because it was the best tactical position for him to be standing at.
Hey,
Being the guy with the dog.
I think he actually turned him. That's why a lot of police are retiring because they're realizing that what they are doing is not what they thought they were doing.
Oh, I don't buy that, man. In all honesty, I know a lot of people are saying that. I don't buy that just because nothing has changed. There's nothing. It's a little more out in the open politically. So you're talking about the polarization part of the country. The left versus right, Democrat versus Republican, BLM versus conservative.
You're always
But
going to
nothing.
have that dichotomy in a system like this. But what I'm saying is, yeah, you will awaken some people, and I think you actually opened up his eyes a little bit because that doesn't fall under the left-right paradigm.
Right. Well, they don't realize that. Uh, we've been conditioned, dude. All of us have. Even me. Um, I've been conditioned. I'm gonna take out the damn trash this morning. Actually, I can just do this one done. We've been conditioned since we were kids to obey
No,
the cops, respect the cops. Cops are your friends, and then now they're being used just like every other law enforcement agency in history had. People don't. When you start talking about the police, people don't understand. Like the word police didn't exist until the turn of. So it started being used around 1790 overseas in England, and but like the redcoats had two basic duties. They were a fighting force, the military, and they were also a policing force. And
they're there to enforce the king's laws. I get that.
right, right. And I mean, it's the same thing the cops are doing today. It's not about the Constitution. Like none of those dudes. I have some more video of cops. I got to edit still. I'm not the best editor, so it took me like an hour and a half to do that video today. I think I want to do the next one
Well, I
different.
mean, essentially what they're doing, they're enforcing these state laws. Okay, so here's where things kind of fucked up is because the way everything is written, we're doing it to ourselves. That was the whole point of we gave you a republic if you can keep it.
Right. Well, what that meant was is we have to enforce our Constitution on our government, but they've created a situation
That's the
to
thing. It's a system that can destroy itself
but no,
if you
well,
let it do that.
right. But they also they sorry, they insulated themselves from having our laws enforced on them. So the Constitution is our laws; they must follow those laws. But without enforcement, the laws are meaningless.
Yeah, no, the first 10 are you no infringement. The first 10 are the reason why the first and the second exist. But
What? What'd you
like
say?
I said, the first two are why the first 10 exist. You drink Mountain
No,
Dew?
the Bill of Rights exists because it was right. It ratified the Constitution because Virginia wasn't going to adopt the new Constitution. They wanted to remain keep the Articles of Confederation because they feared the Constitution gave the federal government far too much power, and over a period of time, that federal government would then rule over the country, just as King George ruled over England and the colonies, which is exactly what you're seeing today. You're seeing all this federal overreach. I mean, we've been seeing it for 100 years. The NFA, everybody, when something happens, call your congressman, call your senator. And realistically and constitutionally, Congress doesn't have the jurisdiction to create any law that can be enforced within the states. They don't have the jurisdiction to create those laws. That's why we have state legislatures.
Yeah, you have your own states creating your own laws, and if you want to live there, you stay there. If you don't, you don't. It's what the fuck ever.
Well, no, it's not. It's not what the fuck ever though, because we created there's a way that was created
Well,
so that
yeah, no,
everybody, so
I
that
get that. I get that. There are certain things that there's lines you don't cross, and
well,
there's
no,
states that are crossing these lines, and
they've
the
crossed them
federal
for the last
government is
100.
also crossing them.
They've crossed them for the last 100 years though. There's not supposed to be restrictive laws in the manner there is. There's not supposed to be. Yeah, we never gave government the authority to create law over man,
Hey,
except for the only laws um, that are constitutional are laws that coincide with natural law, and the only reason for those laws is for the due process rights of the defendant. Like we all know murder's bad, right? We don't need a law saying murder's bad, but we need the due process for a defendant who is accused of murder. That's why we have those laws. And they took that, and now they make just whatever they want. They restrict us to do this, restrict us to do that, say we have to do this, you must do that. It's nothing like it was supposed to be. But and over a period of time, what happens is you start believing that because it is this way, not only is it constitutional, but it's legal and it's the way it's supposed to be. And this is what freedom is, and it's not. It's not. We're not. We are less free
no, I
than.
know it's trash these days. It's horrible.
I
I
don't know.
get it. I understand. No, I get it. Um, Vape Nation.
Do what?
Is that Vape Nation?
I don't understand what you mean. Either I didn't hear you correctly or something.
I said Vape Nation, bro.
Vague. I don't know, but I don't think that the people's really the problem when you come down to it because people allow shit to happen. They ought just
Well,
you ask people if you see people.
okay. Look, here's the problem with having a republic. Because having a republic, it's okay. It's okay in a smaller nation. But once the nation becomes so big, a republic becomes a problem. Because a lot of people don't know what the fuck is going on.
But
And then at that point, it can be corrupt.
if it was a republic, if it wasn't corrupted to begin with, it would still be a republic, and the nation wouldn't be this big. There wouldn't be 330 million people here if it was how it was supposed to be.
Well, we apparently have not had a actual fair election since what, 1913?
Oh fuck! I mean, it depends. It depends how you want to look at it. I would argue that since anyone who's not a landowner has been able to vote, they would be skewed elections or whatever. Some people would argue that was after the Federal Reserve Act. Who knows? I mean, who knows? I don't think we definitely know within our lifetime they haven't mattered. More importantly, though, is that people don't know what these positions are meant to do. Like you're
No,
like
they don't
Congress.
teach. They don't teach civics anymore. A lot of
Why
people
would
don't
they?
even know how a lot of people don't
Why?
even know how government works. You have fucking retards in government. Like
Right. But
there are people.
here's what this is what you're not understanding. The government took over the public school system. So if I like, so let's just say I was to teach cops, I was a criminal, and I'm going to teach cops what they needed to do. I wouldn't teach them what they needed to do to arrest me or to oppress me. Right? It's the same thing in reverse.
Yeah,
Government's not
yeah.
going to teach you what you need to know so you don't, you know what I mean, to keep them from oppressing you.
They're going to teach ways that they can get away with abuse.
They're going to teach just the opposite, like shit like CR, critical race theory and um, the you must share and be polite and not be a man and
What's really fucking weird is that gets a lot of the media attention, but uh, here in Texas, it gets no flack. Nobody's talking about that shit. No, nobody adheres to it. Nobody is like anything like that.
Where
Where the hell is this flying by? Where is this getting attention? Because if you come down here and you start spouting that nonsense out, all this, oh, I'm oppressed and everything else, you're gonna basically get your fucking mouth slapped the fuck open, and it's probably gonna be by a Mexican or a guy from Honduras or something.
well, I mean, go to Austin.
basically any state that isn't some part of Texas or some part of other southern states.
Do what?
Any of the states that aren't talking about CRT would be some of the southern states, or like exempting Georgia, of course. But I'd say Florida. I don't think Florida's had any problems
Hey,
with it.
Civil War 2.0, bring it on.
It won't happen. It's never going to happen. Nobody's
won't happen.
organized. That it's never going to happen. Nobody can do anything.
It
The
can't
state
happen.
is too strong. And it's just, I know it might sound fatalistic, but I'm trying to be a realist here.
But it's not that the state's too strong. It's that the state has insulated itself against it from it happening. And it wouldn't be a civil war anyway. It'd be some kind of hybrid. But they've insulated themselves.
We're talking like fourth, fifth generation style warfare, where a lot of it's optics.
It still won't happen.
Keep in mind they have drones too. I mean, I'm not saying they're not overpowered like what you were saying, but
Dude, a lot of it is optics. It's an optics battle, is what it really is.
No, I mean, no, it's not. It's a battle of force.
Yeah.
No, you think it's a battle of force. It's actually a battle of the mind and a battle of optics. It's how you can sway public opinion. It's a cold
Okay,
the public can't be swayed. How many people are wearing masks?
Well, you're talking about something else though. You went from Civil War to talking about swaying opinions. There's two different things. The reason Civil War will never happen, a genuine Civil War.
I would love it. Don't get me wrong. I would love an actual bullets flying war. I would love the outcome. I would love the outcome to be on my side. Oh, I get it. I get it.
But I'm not being disrespectful. Have you ever been in a war?
No, I have not been in a war.
Have you ever seen somebody shot?
Ever seen somebody shot? Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I've been
shot and killed.
I've been
shot in the dome. No.
I've been not involved, but I've been at two shootings, like right there when two shootings happened, and it's not something I want to see. I don't like seeing people hurt. I'd rather just say fuck you all. We're doing our own thing. But to say that it's an optics game, it's not. So it's a force game. You will do what we say or else. And now what has happened? I explained this about 6 months ago. If you have a long enough timeline, you have two classes of people. So you have the unproductive and the productive. On a long enough timeline, the unproductive, since they don't have to worry about how many kids they have, they don't have to worry about, they don't have to worry about how many kids they have because the state's going to pay for it. They just keep having kids.
Unproductive and productive. You can call it how it is. I'm not going to say anything.
What?
Well, I mean, if you ever look into Ayn Rand, I don't know if you have freedom, but Ayn Rand has a lot of good viewpoints on that.
Well, what happens is the unproductive outnumber the productive. So the welfare state eventually outnumbers the people who are paying for the welfare state.
Yeah, no, I know. Shaniqua gets really fucking angry. I get it.
What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, no,
Like you're
the unproductive class gets fucking really angry that the productive class is not providing.
I do what? I'm not understanding what you're saying.
Am I breaking up or?
No, I'm trying to make I'm just trying to make a point that over a long enough period of time, what you have is you have those who want your money outnumbering those who are paying. And that's where you're at now. We're at the tipping point now. We just went over that tipping point. And that's why you see all this shit happening. It's now a majority rules game. And they're going to use force through law to win that game. And people, I mean, you just seen, if there was ever going to be a civil war, you just seen 76 million people who believe their vote was stolen. They believe that shit. And what do? Nothing. Not a fucking thing. They went to the Capitol, and when somebody broke a window, they all walked in, and as soon as somebody had to sacrifice something, as soon as there was blood, and they were told to leave by 5 cops, 500, there's how many people there? 10,000 people, 500 people in that one room probably. As soon as that girl was shot, and they said, "Get out of here," everybody put their head down and walked out like little bitches. People just don't have it in them, man. People that, it's become a nation of cowards. That right there proves that nothing will ever happen. At least when you're talking about like if you're talking in the sense of a civil war, that there's one side of a population fighting another side of a population in order to, I don't even know what the fuck civil war means anymore. It's been used so many different ways.
I think we're already in one. It's just one of ideas.
One of ideals.
Yeah.
See, here's the fucked up thing is that, like, if we were actually given a country to fight back against, let's say we were facing a homeland invasion, you'd have everybody and their fucking mother on the front line. Faces proud and shit.
You're cutting out real bad, bud.
Yeah, we can't hear you. At least I can't.
Yeah, I can't either.
Storm is rolling in. I'm sorry.
But I don't know. I'm not sure that words matter. Like I said, I was looking through the comments on that video I posted, and a couple people thought the second cop was actually listening to me. I don't believe he was. I believe that where he was standing was the best tactical position for if something was to go down, just with the people we had there, and that's why he was standing there. I don't think he was really listening to anything I said.
Yeah, it seems like it went all over his head.
Regardless, he's still a Ohio State Highway Patrol today. What's really fun?
I think cut him deep. I really do.
What?
I said I think you cut him deep.
No, I doubt it. What's really funny is an hour later, I walked by a State Highway Patrol truck, a K9 unit that was running with the air on the other side of the building. It was his truck. It had been over there for like 2 hours running with the air on. Wasting taxpayers' gasoline money. He don't care. He doesn't pay for
it. Diesel or gas?
Gas. It was one of them, whatever their SUV they're driving now.
I think they're in Suburbans or Tahoes. Can't remember.
No, in Ohio they drive whatever. What is it? The Ford. They drive the Ford Explorers. That's what they drive. Ford Explorer, the SUVs or
the Explorer.
The canines are, yeah, but then the cops, the state highway patrol, and then a lot of the local boys drive the Chargers now. Them things are quick, dude. Quick.
I think the guy's brain was like one of those cursors in a computer, how it just keeps moving.
I'm not sure the words help them, man. I think that we're at a place in time where people are either seen enough to where they're asking questions. You know, like there's a dude at where I go buy my vape stuff at. Every time I go in there, he asks me questions about what's going on. We start talking about why shit is the way it is. I know I've noticed a change in him in the past couple of years because at first he wouldn't really talk too much, and then he started talking about guns with me, and then we started talking about laws, and I could see the change in him because he noticed there's a problem. Whatever it is, he noticed it. I just kind of think we're at a place that either people notice it or they don't, but I don't agree with the ones. You have this self-proclaimed patriot movement, and those dudes are as much an enemy of freedom as the very ones they claim to be against.
Man, I've been watching the price of milk decline for the past 20 years.
The what?
The price of milk. Fuck gasoline. Look at milk prices.
Well, I mean, milk prices fluctuate like anything else do.
Yeah, if you drink, I quit drinking milk pretty much, unless it's in my coffee. But if you drink almond milk, that actually boosts your testosterone more. So if you're ever doing like cereal or whatnot or protein shakes, it's actually way better for you. But milk, in my opinion, is just so gross. It's it comes out of an udder of something that calves are meant to drink. First starts at the udder, then it just goes from there.
It's God's way of giving you a way to drink it. I mean, you can go latch onto that udder if you want.
Just take care, go rip on it.
I don't know. Have you ever seen how they
milk
they milk cows? Like
not in person.
Yeah, they do it with the machines. I've seen it.
Right, yeah, right. But they go through and clean the udder, spray, clean a solution on it, antibacterial solution on it. It's not like they're sticking on some dirty udder that's got cow shit all over it. And then,
says he drinks his wife's milk. That's pretty good.
Hey, you know what happens when those udders start to run dry? You start to get blood in your milk.
Oh, man.
You know what they do with that milk? They turn it into fucking chocolate milk.
Hey, there you go.
So you can't see the blood, but you get that extra iron, you get that extra protein.
Well, I mean, there's dudes that live out in the in the wild that drink. They drink. Like if they kill a moose or something, they will scoop the blood out of the body cavity of the moose for the vitamins that are in that blood, like iron. Whatever. It doesn't bother me. Yeah. I mean, I eat my steaks with blood coming out of them, so I don't give shits with blood in my milk.
That's pretty funny, Twiggy.
Huh?
No, you should look what Twiggy said in the chat.
What did he say? I think it's straight from.
I mean, y'all got a Discord or something? Y'all can all know each other.
Sure. No, yeah, I know.
Whatever, man. I mean, do your thing. You want to drink it from the nipple? More power to you. I ain't mad at you. My bad. I got to get this. These blinds, they're all tore up. So.
Speaking of Trump, the weird part with Trump is I was listening to his speech in Sarasota. I wasn't there, but I saw it over a live stream, and he said everybody can feel 1776 in their veins, and it never ends with this guy.
Who said that?
Oh, Trump did, yeah.
Dude, Trump is.
I don't believe him. I don't believe him for one iota for what he has to say.
He says that shit to appease the sheeple on, like I said, the so-called patriots.
He's what you call an Israel shill.
Well, I mean, they all are.
Yeah,
to some degree. But I mean, then they're also a Saudi shill. They're also a Afghan shill. They're also, you know what I mean? Like, It's not that.
Yeah, no, it's part of it's pointing fingers, and the other part is collecting money.
You have to join the club, you know. I mean, if you really want to get anywhere, that's the unfortunate part. Is at least in politics, from what I can gather. Maybe as a lobbyist you'll be okay, but besides that, it's kind of out there.
At least like people are waking up. The fact that your channel exists and people watch it, people are waking up. And
Well, they're not though. I mean, I saw the people that watch it for the most part. I mean, there might be one or two here, but you have to look at the sub count of my channel, how my channel grew this way. You know, I had 650 subs that before anybody ever
yeah,
gave me a shout out.
you're not fucking PewDiePie. I get that.
It's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. Let me finish real quick. I I had 650 subs. I got a shout out from Codaboy32, and it raised it another like 600 or 700. I got a shout out from Barricade Garage, and it raised it another 1,000. So realistically, how many of my subs are actually here that watch? There's about 40 or 50 people that watch regularly. There's about 30 people maybe that watch everything. There's about 10 or 15 of us that talk all the time. So out of 2,300, 2,400, however many there is, there's actually 15 people that are aligned with my views. Other than that, it was just somebody that sent a shout out, so they came over and they subscribed, or I said one thing that they said that they agreed with and they subscribed. It's not that, you know what I mean? It's not that we had the channel's growing. I've actually lost subs in the past month and a half. My channel is actually declining. Probably has a lot to do with me not making videos and shit, and I just come on here and yak about nothing half the time. I delete a lot of videos.
You have to almost.
Well, I've just been putting them on Patreon. It's free over there. Plus, I mean, I know how stupid this sounds, but when you put them on Patreon, the trolls are less likely to go through hitting, an extra button to go over there as opposed to watching the shit here. So I just put it over there. It's free. People can donate if they want to. If they don't, whatever.
Hey, I gotta ask you, do you have a hat collection?
A hat collection? I mean, I have a bunch of hats. I don't have a collection. I wear them all.
Yeah, like how many hats do you have?
I don't know, 5 maybe.
Fuck, man, I got a problem. I got like 30 of them.
Yeah, I got 5.
I pick them up from work. I get them like everybody that I buy shit from work. They hand out hats, so I'll get a hat from like everywhere I go.
Yeah, I don't buy my hats. I mean, I've got one hat that I bought. The rest of my wife has bought. I don't buy myself anything unless it's unless I trade for it. I don't buy it. You know what I mean?
I don't buy hats. Like I said, they're given to me. And then as far as clothes go, man, I only buy them when I go off to business or I go off to work. I'm like out of town for a while. And it's like, fuck, I didn't pack enough clothes. I better buy some. Kind of fucked, but
like I said, Twiggy, my following, he doesn't follow me. I don't like saying follow me. I hate that word. No disrespect towards you, but it's like if people can't come together and see what problems are, you would think that, like, I mean, I honestly believe that the policing forces are the problem. No matter what you say, whether, you have to look at it. I know that there's politicians that are doing shit they shouldn't be doing. Would they be able to do that if the policing forces didn't exist? No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't be able to do it. They'd be afraid to do it. And when government fears the public, there's liberty. And when people fear the government, there's tyranny. And
I get that.
That's why the policing forces are bad. But you see, like, people like Gay Note, that made a whole video about me there was a little truth in there. Yeah, I was arrested for, money laundering, wire fraud, receiving stolen property, weapons under disability, all kinds of shit. But he didn't come back and say that all the cases involved with the investigation directly were dropped because they had no fucking evidence whatsoever. And I actually got screwed. because I went to prison for what happened on scene when I was arrested. The coat I had on and a box I had in the car. So the investigation would have never happened. I would have never been pulled over. Therefore, I would have never went to fucking prison over a coat and a box and I think there's like 50 dozen golf balls or something, whatever it was. But that people don't
That sounds
understand
like
that.
a trash charge to be fucking.
Huh? What'd you say?
That sounds like a really trash charge to have.
Well, I mean, then you have to, but what my point is that all that was over because he believes the police forces are a good thing. He honestly believes, and he said this to me, that I'm a Marxist because the Marxists said, I don't know where they said this at, but this is what his words. The Marxists said the first thing they would do is eliminate the police forces. And I'm like, dude, you're a stupid bitch. Who the fuck is going to force Marxism on you if there's no fucking force to do it? It's like that reverse psychology shit. If it was ever said, which I highly doubt it ever was, that's why it was said. It's like, people are the most easily controlled animals on the planet.
Like I get it. I get where it's like, okay, yeah, it's community. Community. And it's like communities take care of their own. That's why I was like, bring back lynching. Fuck it. The community doesn't want this person around. Fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, like, even look at that. The military, here where the Watchful said something you guys should read. But, I mean, like, even look at the military, man. The military, 100%, the way it's operated today is unconstitutional. There's not a dude in the military today that hasn't followed an unconstitutional order. Like, they don't even know the Constitution. They don't know anything about the Constitution. Ask any person, and 99 out of 100 of them will know something about the Second Amendment and something about the First Amendment. And that's it. Like, people are stupid. They don't even know their own restrictions on.
Fuck off the third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Yeah. No.
What?
They don't teach civics. They don't teach civics in school anymore.
Right, I know. We said that. But they don't understand. They think they know only because of what they've been told. They don't actually know anything, which causes the problems that we have today. And how do you change it? You don't, because you now have a half of a nation that is just completely pro-communist, just about, and you have the other half of the nation who is pro-Trump, which makes no fucking sense to me because he is as much far left. I mean, he pushed he pushed the communist agenda ahead by decades and 4 years, but they're too stupid to even see that. Like, they're too dumb to even see that.
I mean, it's a puppet agenda. I get it.
You're cutting out real bad, man.
It's a puppet agenda, and it worked as a relief valve.
You're still cutting out real bad.
The puppet agenda, and it worked as a relief valve.
Hey, try leaving and rejoining.
Yeah, try leaving and rejoining, man. I don't know. Something's up with your mic. It's not. It's like robotic. What are you doing, Jonathan?
Nothing much. I was waiting for you to get back on to have a slot filled, but I lost my train of thought there for a second.
You talked to Jonathan McCone lately?
No, I haven't. And unfortunately, I haven't. I've been wondering about him since when you were streaming earlier today. I thought, I wonder how he is. And,
I meant to call him and ask him to get on here, man, but I can't call him from my phone while I'm on.
I might have his number. I'll have to double check. Hold on.
If you do, call him real quick. Tell him to come on here.
I'll shoot him a text.
So I contacted Coda Boy last week again to ask him what's up with this live stream. He's not going to do it. I'm going to tell you why he's not going to do it. I put everything together. So he has a buddy named Pops Quest, and they're good friends, right? Uh-huh. And Pops Quest, he's told everybody that I am a cancer to whatever since I first came on the scene. His words, not mine. So I'm sure that it was probably mentioned or talked about because he announced on his channel that he was going to be doing the live stream with me. And I'm sure he got a phone call from Pops Quest telling him not to do it for whatever reason. That, or he knows what he's going to have to admit. He knows I'm going to ask questions about things he's said. And when I do, like, people are just so fucking stupid, man. Like, just it really it amazes me. It amazes me just how dumb people are. You talk about natural rights, you talk about the right to keep and bear arms, you talk about tyranny and government overreach, but then you yourself will point somebody out and say, "Oh no, they don't have the right to keep and bear arms because we are safer if they don't. We're safer if they don't have firearms."
Exactly. Yeah. Well, what's weird too is they also don't want to debate at all. Uh, like you said, he didn't do a video on you, but what would be interesting is if there was an actual live debate. But what
Oh,
I
for
found
real.
is anyone whoever talks will always just huddle away. They'll say, "Oh, I don't have time,"
Oh yeah,
or "I
yeah,
can't
yeah,
make it." You know,
yeah. But
the
like
fridge just
Gaino,
stopped working.
right? Gaino wouldn't have a he wouldn't have a live. He wouldn't do a live with me. He's one of those people that he has to. He would get mad and yell and scream and start calling people bitches and shit because there's a monitor in front of his face and not another man. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
Gano?
yeah, somebody sent me a video of his from like yesterday that he posted. The name of the video was something like "Let Freedom Ring" or some shit like that, right? So, and then the first gun he shoots has a can on it. I'm like, that's
Ah,
what
I see.
I'm like. Well, he blocked me. So I'm blocked, so nobody can see my shit. But my comments, but him, but it's like, yeah, it's real freedom there with that $200 tax stamp you got on the end of that rifle.
Yeah, yeah,
But it just like that dude. He's a true lover of the police and forces. Like, he sucks their dicks, loves them. He'd slurp them up if they let him. He probably does. Um, he probably really does. Yeah, and it just doesn't compute with me, man. How can you not understand that the enforcement is the problem? How can you not understand that? And the people that don't understand it yet, I think, are the ones who have never. It hasn't touched them, so it hasn't affected them directly, or affected their kids directly, or whatever. You know what I mean? Um,
exactly. Yeah,
and like I said, I don't think that people are going to wake up any further than what they are. I think that people are awake, um, are awake to what's happening anyway. They either, at this point, they are either noticing something's wrong and asking questions. They know that something's wrong, or they're part of the problem. There happens to be a large portion of the population that's part of the problem. Now they're making it, we're going into Minority Report, tell on your neighbor, snitching's cool, um, type things, where they're just going to pick people off one at a time. A phone call would be enough to kick in my door. Even though there's no guns, it would still be enough for them to kick in my door, shoot my dog, probably punch my wife in the mouth, and raid my house. Like that's not freedom, man. Like, and these dudes believe what they're doing is somehow not only constitutional, but keeps people safe. They don't understand that the ideal of freedom is not to keep people safe, is to keep yourself safe. You don't worry about what other people do. They're free to do what they want.
exactly. I'm trying not to laugh because I'm trying to figure out this profile picture that I changed to. I didn't mean to change it to that, so I need to.
What
I
is
need to
it?
update it.
I can't even see it. I can't even
But
see
all right, that's
it.
good. My bad.
I mean, it's there, but I just can't. Oh, now it's gone.
Yeah. See, now it's saying it's. Oh, now it's gone. Okay.
So I got all this scrap from my neighbor today that was out here at the front. And I'm like, well, I need some extra money. So I'm going to go get that shit. My wife actually came and got me while I was editing that video.
Yeah.
So I
How'd
went
that
over there and
go?
I loaded it all up and drug it over here to my house and started breaking everything down to take it to the scrapyard tomorrow. About 2 hours later, two vans pull up. The dude jumps out and asks me if I'm taking that washer, because I had a washer sitting in my driveway out of my house. And I was like, yeah. Well, they were here to get all that shit. I guess somebody called them and told them it was here, but they didn't come and get it on time, maybe, I guess. And dude, whoever was driving that other van, there was some female driving that other van. She was pissed. She's like, we drove all the way fucking over here for this and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, but they set it at the curb. Once it's at the curb, it's open game. It's no longer. I don't know actually how the laws in Ohio. If it's at the curb, it's free game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of the same deal in Florida. Like, for example, you'll see a lot of Craigslist ads here and there
Right.
of of free pickup or whatever. But I think there would be a lot more money in it. For example, if there were like wood recycling areas where, for example, you recycle wood, but there's no money in it. The main money is in steel.
Right.
I'm guessing I'm right on that one.
Well,
Steel
like
is the
I
main
have all
money.
this shit, man. So let me ask you, Jonathan. So I have all this shit, right? All this, you see it all. I mean,
Mhm.
I got a truckload. It's up above the rack. Bunch of washers, dryer, refrigerator. Now, I've been lugging this shit around for 2 years, man. And like, I don't want to lug it around no more. I have to keep the 3/8, all that shit standing up back there. I have to keep. I got something special to do with it. I just haven't done it yet. Like I have all these sheets of 11 gauge 6061 aluminum that
Yeah.
I don't have a purpose for. I've been dragging it around for 2 years. I don't have a welder that can weld it with it yet. So do I keep dragging it around for years, or do I go ahead and haul the shit off? So I'm thinking I'm just going to go ahead and haul it off. I did find this today too. Like this was sitting on the side of the road. Got me a damn scooter to move shit, a U-Haul one.
Yeah. Just
So
haul it off and go spend the money on some Ethereum or something. Buy some crypto.
I I
I mean,
got I got
if you want to.
I got other shit to buy. We just had a financial problem that we didn't know was coming up, and it wasn't. It actually it it's our fault for not having money in the bank. We're saving money, but we spent all the money we had saved on the house, fixing everything in the house, new kitchen, and all that shit. Um, so I'm glad this happened because I need the money, and I'm
Right.
thinking about doing that. I mean, but the problem is like what this stuff costs. It's like these three sheets right here. I forget the measurements on. I want to say they're 60 by 48. Like, I mean, those are, you're talking $300 a piece if you go buy them. I'm probably going to get, I'd be lucky to get $15 a piece for them if I scrap them.
Gosh.
Yeah, like it's a, you know what I mean? So I was
If
hoping
you're able
somebody knew.
to, were you talking about the 11 gauge steel?
No, that's aluminum. I got 11 gauge 6061. I actually got a bunch of it. I got 3 sheets of it. I don't know if you can see back here. Let me see if I can pull this forward. You can see back here what all I got. So these
Jeez.
in my hand is a bunch of 11 gauge. Then way back there in the back, I don't know how well you can see it. That is a bunch of um I don't know if it's 6061 or 7075. But I got a bunch of aluminum. I mean, there's probably 300 pounds of aluminum there, and then back here on top of that, I already threw about half of that shit away to the scrapyard. And then I don't know, man. I just need to do something with it all and get it out of here. I'm just going to get it rid of it. I'm going to take it all to the scrapyard tomorrow. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. If I ever need it, oh well, I'll just have to figure something out.
I mean, realistically, what are you gonna make with it too? I mean,
Well, like
I know you're a welder, but
right.
you can do.
Well, I mean, like with the aluminum, I can make skid plates for my kids' four wheelers. Things are expensive. I could build. I got enough aluminum to do all that. I don't know, man. I just like messing around and welding shit. A lot of times, I just weld to be welded. I'm not even making nothing. I'll just weld like. I don't even have nothing out here. I've just scrapped it all. I haven't welded nothing since. This is an old one. Like a lot of times, I'll just do like T joints and shit. That's a shitty one, so don't look at it. But I'll just do like T joints just to practice. Just to practice. And
Yeah.
I wish I had an AC welder, but I don't. I need to
I
sell
have
this welder.
I have a small like $120 Harbor Freight welder that I bought about 3 years ago, and I want to eventually. I'd like to learn how to TIG weld, but I don't have the money for oxyacetylene oxygen tanks or any of the
Well, the
components for it.
TIG weld, you use 100% argon.
Argon, my mistake. Yeah.
No, you're good. I mean, people don't know, but it's not that expensive, man. Because you can put a deposit on a bottle, and then the bottle's about. I think last time I had one filled, I want to say it was about $80 to fill a bottle of argon. I get them for free because I got a buddy that had a shop, and he has about 60 bottles that are still full, sitting in storage. So when I need a new bottle, I just go grab one of his. It's because
Nice.
they're from the same companies, and I just take mine and replace it with his because he's never going to use it again. His knees are all beat up and shit. He's never going to use the shit again. So he lets me
Yeah.
do that. But he doesn't have an AC welder, and I need one so I can weld aluminum. I don't know. I'm just going to scrap it all, man. I am going to keep my welding table though.
Yeah, that's one thing you need to keep is the table. That's worth it.
Well, you can't see it
Yeah.
now because it's covered in shit, but I actually built this table. Like,
Oh, sweet. There we go. Yeah. Yeah.
like I cut the table out on a plasma cutter, a CNC plasma cutter. So I have a bunch of hold down points and shit. But I don't know. They
Oh,
make
speaking
it.
of
Go ahead.
no, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Go ahead, man.
Speaking of Picone, I just remembered I tried looking for his number and I can't find it. So I looked in my email and maybe I could find something, but I can't seem to find his number anywhere.
Well, I could call him. I could put this on pause and call him. But I just don't want to put y'all on pause. I'd like to get him on here though. I like talking to him.
Yeah, no, I got you.
He's a good dude.
You can do that. I don't mind. I can entertain the crowd.
Yeah, hang on 1 second. I don't know if you'd be able to though. I don't know what happens when I do that. Like when I, I don't know what happens when I like.
If it links the calls or whatnot, Oh, my mistake. Links the chat.
My dogs ran outside. As soon as they heard the boom, they ran back in. Come on, hey, put that shit. You go pupping dogs. All right, I'm gonna try to call him real quick. So just hang on. Just give me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
Hang on 1 second.
So, you guys come here often? Hey, watcher, hold up 1 second. Good one, Chris. I just come here on the weekends. Today's a little bit of a weeknight. Have a little drink, a little smoke, enjoy the night. Hold up 1 second.
Hey, I'm back.
So,
there?
hey, you're back.
So what happened?
No, it just silenced everything. But Chris is asking what part of Florida I'm in, and I'll say central. I'm in the central area.
Oh man, give him your address, dude. Nobody's coming to your house.
No, I know. I'm in the central area.
I talked to Jonathan. He's right in the middle of something. He said if he gets time, he'll jump on. He
Right
said
on.
we got to plan it out. I said, dude, planning shit out ain't no fun. We live on the fly here. That's how we do things.
We fly by the seat of our pants.
You gonna notice? Like YouTube is really bad about notices. So here's what I think I figured out. I could be wrong. They will give creators 2 notices a day. So if you go over that 2 notices, you won't get no notifications at all.
That's interesting.
If there was no civil war, they would never. Hold on a second. I'm trying to read this. If there was no civil war, they would never be able to have foreign troops come. And if they did it, would it be successful? But if there is also civil war going on, that's the justification. Foreign troops will never come on this soil in our lifetime. It's not going to happen. I don't think that they don't need to. They don't need to bring the UN in. They're doing a good enough job ruling over us with local cops. 3 or 4 cops on duty, 5 cops on duty for a city of 100,000, and they are able to control us. Like, think about that.
The thing is, too, a lot of people don't want a They don't want conflict. And especially other nations like China. I thought China might be able to move over to California and take them over in some scenario, but worst thing that could happen is naval warfare. That's as far
Well,
as it would go,
well,
in my opinion.
apparently China and Russia has been wargaming off the coast of Hawaii recently. From what I've heard, I don't know how true it is. That's just what I've heard. And if that is the case, and there's also allegedly a Russian sub off the Pacific coast. We only have 11. My bad. I'm trying to do multiple things at one time. We only have 11 miles of waters that are ours, and outside of that, you have these foreign nations war gaming and shit. I mean, shit can get dangerous. Especially there was also an article that came out that said that Russia had launched. I need to look at the name of the sub up. I know translated it means shark, but they made 4 of these subs. They're like the biggest powered submarine ever built in the history of the world. I think they carry. I want to say they carry 26 nuclear warhead missiles with nuclear warheads on them. One of the, and like I think 6 of them have 100 kiloton warhead on them. Like, do you know how big that is? Like 100 kiloton warhead. I don't give a fuck where they shot it from. It would cause a major problem. It wouldn't even matter if they detonated over the Pacific Ocean. It would still cause problems just from the fallout from it, from east to west. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hold on one second. I'm seeing what the destruction what the kiloton was of Trinity, which was the first nuclear bomb. Yeah, see, that was 22 kilotons. So the
Right.
Hiroshima one was
I was just wanting to ask Jonathan, or tell him rather than I grew up in NPR in Central Florida.
okay, right on.
Yeah.
No worries, I'm not thinking you're a Fed or anything.
No. I get it, dude. It's yeah. I grew up. I went to River Ridge.
I don't know where that is.
School,
unfortunately,
in Newport Richey.
Okay, all right, yeah.
But yeah, so that's why I was asking.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
I tell people where I live at, and my address has been literally publicly available for 3 years. Nobody showed up yet. I'm sure one day somebody will. But I figure
hopefully you'll be out of there before then.
Right. Well, I mean, like I kind of figured that if I'm going to express my position loudly, then people should have the ability to disagree with me to the point to knock on my door and punch me in the mouth. I'm a firm believer of being punched in the mouth. If I'm your buddy and I say something that's wrong, you need to punch me in the mouth.
Yeah, it's old school,
right?
And there was an old story that my grandfather told me. His father and his uncle were both beating the crap out of each other in their front yard for some weird dispute. No clue. They were probably both drunk, and the change is falling out of my great uncle's pockets. And my grandfather's basically taking the change on the floor, trying to pick it up and throw it in his pocket before anyone could see. But it's a natural thing to fight, no matter what. It's something that's ingrained in us evolutionarily, if you believe in that.
But they're changing. I mean, if you look at cavemen, they had to be violent in order to survive. And if you look at mankind as a whole, as we move on, we use violence less and less and less. Which I'm not saying that I believe that violence is a good thing, because it's not in most cases. Most cases they can be solved another way. But I mean, they're teaching our kids now. They don't even want boys to be boys. If you got a kid that don't want to sit still, they deem they're hyperactive or ADHD and feed them some meds so they sit there like a fucking zombie. They teach kids to tell now. If you have a problem with another kid, just come tell a teacher, they'll save you. No, don't tell them.
That's what happened to me in school. The teachers during elementary school were actually trying to force me to take Ritalin or any other type of altering drug. My parents just outwardly disagreed with it.
Right.
And
Well,
keep in mind that's the teacher or the principal that actually suggested it, but so bluntly to where they said, well, if you don't take it within a certain amount of time, we'll kick you out if you don't
right.
improve.
Well, that was at the end of my school days. So when I was leaving school, is about the time they started the Ritalin bullshit. That wasn't even a suggestion when I was in school. Like, people, people fought. It was boys being boys. Now they don't even want boys playing rough. They want no. When you fight, it's a it's a form of resistance, and they don't want people to understand how to resist anything, especially not them, their force, and their authority. I'm being serious.
No, yeah, it's
All
how it
three.
is.
They want the good little sheeple that do as they're told, that cause no problems, that wake up at 6, that are at work by 7:30, that work until lunch, go eat lunch for 20 minutes, go back to work until 4, go home, take all the money they've made for the past month, pay all their bills because they're debt slaves. Like, I don't want to be that. Like I told Christy, I don't give a fuck where we go or what we do. I do not want to be a debt slave. I want to take care of my family. I want to learn to grow our own food, which I know that's years in the future. That's not something that's going to happen overnight. But I'm like, there's a reason why I won't buy another car. I can go buy a new car. I don't want a new car. I have a car right there. I just got to figure out how to fix it. I don't want that debt. You know what I mean? I could take what a car payment would be and probably fix my car, or have somebody fix it. So it's electric. I got an electrical gremlin. So I just can't. I'm a mechanic, but I'm not an electrician when it comes to cars. I hate fucking electrical gremlins in cars, especially in today's world. The EPA, all the EPA shit on.
Yeah, the only electrical part in my car is, well, I have a truck, but it would be an early model computer where they could have it on the side of the fender wall that's kind of tucked away.
We got all
Where
four.
it don't. Oh, what?
We got a Ford truck.
A Dodge, yeah. It's an early Dodge, 80s Dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is TBI, so throttle body injected, but they're like carburetor conversion kits I could put on there, but the gas just eats away. There's no point in it.
Yeah.
I might as well I have to stick with
Yeah.
what I have.
Leave the throttle body. Leave the throttle bodies on there, man. I don't know. I just don't want debt, man. I hate bills. I hate knowing that this is like our phone bills. Our phone bills for Christy and I and my son is $180 a month, which is out fucking outrageous. Long story why we got into it, because we got the phones and she wanted these new Galaxy Note 9s. I'm like, they're going to come out with something else in 3 months that's going to be way better, and they did.
Yeah.
But the phones were, I forget the deal we got, buy one get one free if you do this and that, and we finally got our phones are paid off now. So I'm telling her, like, you need to go find another phone company. Our cable bill, we don't watch TV. There hasn't been. My son said he watched South Park last night. That was the first time a TV's been turned on in our house in 6 months. But we got a $139 cable bill. My kids use the internet for school though, so we need internet. But then if you take away the cable and just have internet, in some cases it's more expensive than having the cable. So
have you ever heard of Starlink?
No,
Starlink. It has to do with.
We only have two options.
Sorry.
Here at the house, we only have two options for cable and internet. I think it's Cincinnati Bell Optics, and I think they just got. Oh shit! What's the other one? But we've had problems with both of them because we live somewhere else, and we have Cincinnati Bell now, but the other place we had an issue with them where we signed a contract, and our bill was like 3 times what it was supposed to be. They never got it worked out, and finally we just canceled it, and it put a hit against Christy's credit over it. But people do that shit. Even when we got our phones, we gave them our old phones. We signed a contract with them, gave them our old phones, and got our first bill, and it was twice what it was supposed to be. So I called them back. And I'm like, hey, bitches, we ain't doing this. Give me my phones back. They're like, well, your phones are destroyed. I'm like, well, this ain't what we agreed to. I signed something that said, I was going to be paying, I think it was $190 a month. That's with both new phones, or 3 new phones, and unlimited everything. And our first bill was over three or $400, man. It was something insane because Christy takes care of all that shit, but I still know the bills are coming, and I hate paying bills. Like I hate knowing that I owe somebody money. Like I can't stand owing money. So that's what we're trying to get away from more than anything.
Yeah, well, if you can, I do know that Starlink is a branch off company that, well, they're not necessarily a company, but it's a product that's made by SpaceX. Now, I'm not too far away from the Space Center, but essentially what they've been doing for the past 2 years is launching satellites up into orbit globally to where almost everybody can get internet. So I don't know if you could get it in your area, but it's about $100 per month. You get a satellite, and it basically gives you 5G rated internet from a satellite. So it's not like a dish TV or any of that junk or
But how does
Android, whatever they call it.
How does it work when it storms out though, being that it's a satellite?
I'm not so sure. I've heard some reviews where people say it's fine, some people say it's not, but I guess it depends your area. I mean, I think there are some people here in Florida that I wouldn't doubt that have it, some millennials or people that even work at SpaceX locally.
Your son will hate it for gaming.
What did you say?
His son will hate it for gaming. It works in the same premise as satellite. In order for one bit of information to go to where it needs to go up to the satellite, come back down, and then broadcast from its destination point back up to the satellite and back to you to complete one handshake for that bit of information to go. The latency issues with it haven't been fixed, but what they did fix is the size of the dish, the setup. It sets itself up completely. It's like on motorized tripod.
You're right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So I think it'll be good for somebody that does a lot of RV traveling, and like Wrangler Star got it. I don't know if you watch his show on YouTube, but he does like all the Amazon reviews of like, the cheapest axe on Amazon. And he had it to where it was taking him like 19 hours to upload a 15-minute video because of the satellite that he was on. And when he got the Starlink one, he was able to do it in like 10 minutes.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen some of his videos. I like them. He had a good come and take it video, but once again, the flag contradicts the whole point of come and take it. To some extent.
What do you mean?
You know how, like, some people will be in support of the American flag, I am in partial support of it, but they're in full support of the country, but they believe that the government will have to take their guns, and they still have that feeling that the government's going to take their guns, which could happen.
The flag doesn't. The flag. See, the flag. I think it's people have different beliefs on what it believes. To me, what it means is the people. So the flag represents the Union, which represents the stars represent the states, the 13 stripes represent the colonies. So really it's a representation of the people, or it represents the federal government that is made possible by the Union. I guess it depends on how you look at it. Regardless, it's in distress. It's not what it was supposed to be. We are completely under tyrannical government. And to finish out my point is that we are trained from children to be good little sheeple and debt slaves.
Yeah.
From the time we're kids.
You say the pledge every day when you go to school in the morning, and surprisingly not when you leave, but.
Right. Well, they don't do that anymore, as far as I know. But I mean, even that, I don't know, man. The more I dig into stuff, the worse it seems to me. If you look at the 14th Amendment, I mean, being a citizen, quote unquote, citizen of the United States, that means you have an allegiance to the government of the United States, and we don't. Our states are what's most important, and that's been forgotten.
See you later, Haywood.
Sorry
about that. He commented in the YouTube chat there.
Oh, my bad, man. I freaking forgot about you, Haywood. Shit, my bad, dude. I'm sorry. We got Chris on here, and I forgot all about Haywood. He's probably pissed. My bad. Once I click on the thing, it doesn't say that they're still there.
I'm not laughing at Haywood. I'm laughing at what he said about my nose.
Oh,
I'm not Jewish. I will add that.
Bullshit.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Old
I
timer.
swear.
What the fuck you talking about, dude? I'll whoop any 20-year-old ass that's around, or I'll get beat up. Either way, I'm fighting. There's not a lot of 40-year-old dudes that will do that. And I'll tell you about, we was talking earlier about fighting, and you was talking about your dad somebody picking up change.
That does sound kind of Jewish, even though he's not.
Well,
sorry.
When Christy and I first got together, I have all kinds of stupid ass, dumb ass drug stories and jail stories, but this one's kind of funny. I was in jail with a friend of mine. This is right after Christy and I got together. Like, I had to go to jail for like driving or suspension or some stupid shit.
Oh,
my buddy was just involved in a car accident before he went to jail, and he got like a $100,000 settlement or something, or $50,000, whatever it was. And we're watching TV, and there's like all kinds of drug shit going on in Tijuana, like all this cartel shit. And he like bumps me. He's like, "Hey, you got a license?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "You want to go to Tijuana?" I'm like, "You buying?" He's like, "You're driving?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do it." And he got out like the following Sunday, and I got out like a day or two later. So I had somebody come. What's funny is I had somebody come pick me up that we were recently, or before this, we were like enemies, like arch. Like every time we seen each other, we were fighting. Like literally every time we seen each other, we were fighting. We somehow got in jail together. He come got me from jail regardless. Took me to my mom's to get my car. I went and got my girl. We went and got my buddy Evan that I was in jail with, and we head to Tijuana. So we go down there. Long story short, I'm not going to go through the whole week because it'll take forever. But we wind up bringing back a bunch of pills. He's in the back seat. His brother just died while we were in jail. His brother was in jail with us and got out and overdosed and died the first day. So when we left, the last thing his mom said to me is like, "Make sure he doesn't die on you." I'm like, "All right, cool." But he's in the back seat, like so fucked up. We went to West Coast Choppers. He couldn't even get out of the car. He tried to get out of the car and fell. Bam, face first in the pavement. Couldn't even walk, nothing. He was so fucked up. We were in the middle of, right at Barstow, California. I think it's I-70 that runs through there. But we were in the middle of the interstate fighting. Pills fucking going everywhere, dude. I bet there was 5,000 Percocets laying on the interstate. He's out there trying to pick them up after we're done fighting. He's funnier and shit. But I've slept at every rest stop on Interstate 70 from Barstow, California to Dayton, Ohio. It took us like 33 hours to get there, 34 hours. It took us fucking like 17 days to get back. Good times, man. Good times.
Oh, man.
Look, dude, you're young. You need to do all that shit right now. You need to. How old are you?
22.
22. You ain't got no kids.
Nope. Don't plan on to until I'm in my 30s.
No girlfriend, right?
Not current. No. No girlfriend, but I do plan on playing in the field.
Here's what you need to do, and you need to listen to me, okay? Because
don't say act gay, because I've heard you say that before.
No, that was when I was telling you how to get girls, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta go shopping with them and shit. Huh? What'd you say, Chris?
Buy a bus ticket to nowhere.
Dude, go to Alaska.
Yeah.
No, go to Alaska. Go to Fairbanks and start learning how to live off the land, man. And then fucking, dude, listen, I would love to live in some cabin 300 miles from the nearest person. If I didn't have kids, that's where I would be right now. I'd have done left.
You read my mind.
What does that say?
It's the Alaskan Cruise Handbook. So it tells you, let me see if I can find the map here. There are some maps that were taken out of here, and I got this book for free. But anyways, it specifically tells you every single town, every single area in Alaska. So about Aboriginals, basically everything about Alaska. But mainly it shows all of the routes for every train and every single cruise and ferry. So... and plane areas, whatnot. But I've been thinking about Alaska. I have been. I've been out of this state a few times, but never to Alaska. So I do need to give that a whirl.
Son, listen to me. We're going to get you. We're going to make it so you don't regret anything in your life. Number one, you don't seem like a drug user, so you're doing good. Don't use drugs. Number two, take all your money that you have, Ethereum, whatever, cash that shit in, get your money, get on an airplane, one-way ticket to Alaska. And go to like Fairbanks or something, like a bigger city, and start talking to people and find somebody that will like not an apprentice, but an apprenticeship. You know what I mean? Like learn how to trap and do all that shit, dude, and go fucking live, man. Because this ain't a life. Waking up, working a 9 to 5 so you can pay your goddamn bills is not a life, dude. A life is going and living off the land and knowing that if you don't work today, you're not going to eat. That is living. Freedom is being able to do whatever you want because there's nobody around to stop you. Like that's the freest. That's the freest you're going to be today.
Well, I listen to a webinar every Sunday by this guy named.
Hang up right now.
No, I'm
and go.
listening.
Hang up right now and go.
I can't leave right now. Trust me.
Pull your phone out and trade your crypto in right now. We want to watch you.
Yeah, cash that shit in right now.
I would if I could, but I can't right now. I have certain responsibilities I can't mention on here.
Like what?
I can't mention it on here. Privately, I can, but on here, I can't.
Dude, cash your shit in, pay it off, and go. If I was
next time you'll see me, I'll have a full-grown beard, and my hair's gonna be all grown out.
If I was 18 years old today, I would go. I always wanted to do something like do some kind of elite shit in the military. I know the military is bad, but I'd still love the training. I would love to do it just to prove that I can do it. I would go to some kind of elite shit. I would get out and I would go to the middle of nowhere. I would live in the middle of nowhere. I'd be like them dudes on Mountain Man. Like what's the one dude's name? Marty. Like he goes for 5 months out of the year and he's 200 miles away from the closest town. Nobody's seen this shit that he looks at. You know what I mean? Like nobody in history has ever looked at the land he's looking at. That's some cool shit, man. To be able to say in 2021.
It's truly how amazing those guys can do that and survive year round and survive for years.
Right. Well, I mean, like that dude, I think he's been doing it for, I want to say 40 years. And it was him and they told the story how he got into it. He was from Wisconsin and his brother told him when he graduated college they were going to Alaska. And he said, okay. And they hopped on a plane, one-way ticket to Alaska. And now he lives in Fairbanks and throughout the trapping season, which is like 4 or 5 months out of the year, he flies to what range is it? I forget what mountain range it is. But like literally, I mean, there might be somebody closer to him that he doesn't know about, but like the closest town's like 200 miles away. Like that's living, dude. And we're going to try to get that far away. We keep flipping on what we're going to do, what's best for our kids, and we don't even know. All we know is we're selling our house, and we will figure it out. That's all.
That. Well, about the webinar thing I was mentioning, there's this guy named Coach Red. No, it's okay. It's all right. There's a guy named Coach Red Pill, and he's been on YouTube for about 4 years now, and I'm subscribed to his Patreon. By the way, I am subscribed to your Patreon. I forgot to tell you about that.
Yeah, thanks, man. I think I sent you an email. I try to send everybody an email. And I appreciate it, dude. Like, I don't know what to say over there because if I said anything over there, I think that, I don't know, man. Like, I can't say what I want to say.
You post great articles, and I can tell you one thing. Anybody who's considering going to his Patreon, it's free. So you can do it. There's no limitation to not doing it, but I highly encourage everybody in the chat go and do it.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks.
But,
yeah. Well, like what we had said, go ahead.
No, it's okay. He was talking about the best states to live in during the collapse of America, or let's say America is already collapsed. It's already done for. This is already occupied by whomever. Eventually, it's going to have a shit show economy. Who knows? But the top state to go to out of all 5 states was Alaska. And mainly because the people are very rugged, they're very independent, they're very free thinking for the most part, even though Anchorage has a little bit of liberal swing to it, which every city does. But they're very independent. And that would be the main state to where if there's a standing army trying to come and get you, nobody can survive it unless you know the land. There aren't enough Arctic or winter warfare troops in order to go invade Alaska, unless they're Russian, of course.
Well, I mean,
but Alaska it's the place to be.
Right. I mean, like, let's say that you became proficient enough with like living that lifestyle that you could live out in those conditions and actually live. You know what I mean? Let's say you land a plane where your cabin's at or whatever, and you have a 6-month head start, but you're 6 months through the woods where there's no landing strips. There's nothing for for 6 months, a 6 month walk or whatever, and like there's enough area up there to be able to do that. They would never be able to find you. I mean, they might know where you're at. You might get a JDAM dropped on your ass, but you ain't got to worry about troops coming in for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. And even like what Raven Rav said, or Raven Rave, there are a handful of cops every 500 square miles. You know, that says a lot. And even if you watch Alaska State Troopers, that show used to be on. I used to watch that. There would always be petty shit that they would get people on. It was never major, so probably very low crime rate.
Yeah, I actually know some people who live in Alaska. I could probably talk to them and find out. I don't ever talk. I don't ever talk to them like that. Like one dude lives in Anchorage. I want to contact him and see. I don't know him, but like I've talked to him before, like through email and stuff. I'll contact him and find out what it's like. Like we even thought about that, but the problem with Anchorage is I'm not sure that I would be able to. Like you got to get a passport to go there.
So there are exemptions. I looked into it. If you go through British Columbia and you go, well, basically through Vancouver, you could have a passport, but I think they have like a temporary thing because there's like this highway that goes straight through. And I think half of it is actually United States property and the other one is Canadian. So it's kind of a weird area. But I'd ask around to research it. But you could probably, go ahead.
Can you take a flight like a direct flight from here to there without a passport?
Oh yeah. You can.
And then
there's no need as long as there's no layovers. If there's like an emergency layover, I guarantee you that they'll be fine with you being somewhere in Vancouver.
You probably just won't.
But if you
whatever they call that flight area where after you go through the metal detector.
Well, we still have the problem that I have to be in control. I can't get on a plane unless I'm driving.
Ah, yeah, you're right. Can you get on a cruise?
Can I drive?
We have a small airstrip.
Not unless you smack the captain up the back of the head with a bottle. No, unfortunately.
Yeah, like I have a thing. I have to be in control. I don't trust people, especially people that are around me.
Oh, it's not a legal thing. It's a personal thing, right?
Right. Like if you're dumb enough to hang out with me, I don't want you driving me in your car.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding, man. Like I'm not that. I actually am that bad about it. I try to drive no matter what, no matter where I'm going, who I'm with. I try to always be in control. I think it's it. I think all guys are like. I think all guys are like that though, to a certain degree.
I am, yeah. I mean, for what I want around me, I want to be in control of it. But there's some respect where you can't. You have to stop. You know, there's a point to where you have to kind of have a stoic view of it, as of saying there's certain things that are out of my control, and what's in my control is what I do right now. You know, I'm choosing to use my time with you and with Chris and in the chat. But I see this as a productive thing, you know.
Well, hopefully it's productive, man. I just I keep thinking.
Yeah, me too.
I keep thinking about that cop now that people said that, and being there in front of him. I don't think that it was really sinking into him. I don't. The best conversation I had that day, I didn't have my GoPro on. It was right as soon as I jumped out of the car, there was a state boy walking by, and I was like, "Sir, come here real quick, please." And we talked for about 10 minutes, and it's all the same thing, though. You know, it's my job. I got a family to feed. Like, so they're going to do whatever it is that they're told to do, as long as they're getting a paycheck. And now they make them dudes make some good money, man. I mean, any cop makes with a little bit of overtime will make over $100K a year.
Yeah, I know a guy personally who. I trust him to some extent, but you can't really trust him. But he's been at the same department for years and years and years, and he's an older guy that's connected with another older guy that I know. He has a pretty damn nice car. Nice car, nice house, has a boat, does pretty well for himself. But once again, he's in the system, and he's lockstep with that motion.
They also have their pension too. I mean, you get these dudes that are, 35 years old, did 3 or 4 years overseas, came home, became a sheriff or state boy or a cop, and now they're 15, 17 years into their job, and like they don't want to give up that pension. They don't give a fuck if it comes down to fucking you over. You're nobody they're ever going to see again. You'll be gone.
Yeah, that's what I was told by an ex-officer too. He specifically told me everybody who goes into law enforcement after like a year is specifically in for it for retirement. There's no one else. There's no one else that just goes in and says, "I'm going to change the world. I'm going to be the next great cop." And I've only met probably 2 cops that at least were very wholesome, but they were mainly extremely small town cops.
Right, but they're
Like
wholesome
five police officers type.
but they're wholesome to you.
Yeah,
It
see,
doesn't
that's the
mean they're
thing because I
wholesome to
grew up in the
everybody.
area. Yeah.
My problem with it is that people want to act like you have to be a criminal for cops to affect you or some shit like that, or that I just hate cops because I've been in trouble before. And it's not that, man. It's that I see the problem with it. I see that if somebody can come up to you for no reason and force you to lay in a mud puddle, force you to do anything, whether it's lay in a mud puddle, get on the ground, turn around, raise your hands, whatever it is, and cops can do that.
Yeah.
By simply saying you fit the description, that you're not free. And how did these people, how do they keep selling to themselves that they are free when they're not? Then how do they support those things?
They believe the lie. That's why.
Right. Well, if you like watching that video, he kept putting the law over the Constitution. People do that shit all the time. You're a constitutionalist, but then you want to talk about the law. One has very little or nothing to do with the other, unless you're talking about it's unconstitutional to have those laws. What do you guys think is going to happen with the pistol brace thing and the changing the definition of a firearm?
I think from firsthand talks with different people who hypothetically I've met somewhere, everybody's just sick of it and they're just going to go full ham. Not on anyone, but as in the certain item.
Right.
Now, I don't own one, but and I'm not saying that I would do anything because I'm not going to, but I can tell that there are people who really are just going to completely disobey. But what's ridiculous is that this is like the nail in the coffin for them. It should have been the nail in the coffin when Katrina happened or even before then. It shouldn't be right now, as in they're going to dictate what you should and should not own.
Should have been the nail in the coffin in what, 39, 36?
34.
Yeah.
I own 2 of them. I don't know. I kind of have a small outlook of you don't break the law before you rob the bank.
Do what?
Right.
You don't break the law before you rob the bank.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
But it's what will be next? It's going to be complete registration. That's what they're trying to do with the pistol braces. You can keep it. You're going to register it though. You can put a stock on it.
That may have been the plot the whole entire time, was to release these pistol braces and allow it to be put in, and then eventually everybody has to forcibly register it.
I'm not so sure I buy that. I mean, it could be. I'm not saying it's impossible. I think it's just it just happened that way, But and that somebody's seen it as a way to gain registration. And here's what I think. Here's what I think is probably going to happen. Most likely, they will put the pistol braces. They will deem them SBRs. You will be then required to get a tax stamp, and they will probably offer free tax stamps to people, and that will,
Worst thing you can
that will calm the peasants, and they will do it. The feds will do it. They'll be like, "Oh, but it's a free tax stamp. It's free."
Yeah.
No. I don't
Well, it's
know,
like
man.
the same example.
Don't fill out.
Huh?
So is the one you don't fill out. That's
Right.
too.
Exactly. And that and that's what I'm saying. Let's just say they was to do that. They make them NFA items, but they're going to give everybody a free tax stamp. In my mind, if you go along with that, you are as much the problem as the fuckers doing it. You are complying in order to keep yourself out of trouble. And then because you are doing that, you make it harder on the people that refuse to do it, that have already had enough.
I agree.
I think somebody's trying to get some CRS information out of you in the chat.
Oh, me?
Oh, there we go.
What do you think is going to go down with CRS from the staff?
What do you mean? It's going down. Going to go down. CRS. I don't know what you mean by that, man. To be honest with you, I think CRS, in all honesty, is just fucking stupid. You know, like I'm like I've said it before. I'm not that dude. Jesus Christ.
Somebody lighting off fireworks.
Yeah, right here in the cul-de-sac. I live
Yeah.
right on the end of the cul-de-sac, so you know it's the spot to do that. I think I just got blood all over
I
my
think
face.
somebody found a way to monetize their hobby. Is what happened.
With CRS?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what he did. He admits that's what he did. You know, he likes guns. He wanted to be a YouTuber. That was like his life goal, to be a YouTuber. More power to him. Whatever, man. You know, people want to call him this thing. Does he work with the feds? I've never seen enough information to say that. I think that he's just really fucking stupid. In all honesty, my battery's about to die. I got 15%, so I don't have a charger out here. We got a few minutes.
I did have a question. I know we've asked before, but more people are asking about it. How would you feel? And then I'd probably want to talk to like Jonathan Cohn and PC and all them about having like a blanket Discord or something kind of chat. I think people want to talk to each other outside of video.
There is a Discord. We have a Discord. I don't have the link to it. I think I forget what it's called and everything, man. Somebody else started it.
Isn't that Appalachian Gorilla shit? There's one of them. I remember a while back there was.
I don't remember. I'd ask my wife. She'll know. She's sleeping right now. I'll try to post it tomorrow or something. If I'll post it in the community tab if she can find the link to it. I'm tech retarded, guys. I'm lucky that I can do this shit. Like, very lucky. It took me forever to figure out how to do this.
You've gone this far, though. You can do this.
Here's why I don't like the Discord thing. Because people they get the feeling of privacy in it. And they say shit they shouldn't say.
Yeah.
You know, and once that happens, I just
That's when you have to leave the chat.
Right.
Because it's just not.
Well, if you can, you have to force them to leave because it brings in, you know, people saying shit that like, just you understand what I'm saying. You know,
yeah, it's not like I'm talking at a diner with a few people.
Right.
In the 1950s.
Even then, don't listen. Don't say anything in private that you wouldn't scream in public because everything that we say today, like it or not, believe it or not, is recorded and is stored. Everything. I don't care if you are not talking to anybody on your phone. Your phone is recording what you say. That's why you'll be talking about blue buckets today, blue mop buckets, and then tomorrow you will see an Amazon ad for a blue mop bucket.
Yep.
You know, I don't know.
Well, I was looking up same example with motorcycle stuff. Like I was talking about motorcycles or something with my dad, and immediately, I think 20 minutes later, I got an ad on YouTube for motorcycle parts, specifically parts, because I was talking about parts.
Is that coincidental?
Yeah.
I don't think so. But guys, I'm gonna jump off here. My phone's about to die.
No worries.
Maybe tomorrow or something, tomorrow night or the following day, we'll do something. I'll come on and we'll do a live stream. Meet you and Chris and I like talking to Chris. He's fun to talk to because sometimes he thinks in a day. He plays devil's advocate a lot. Don't you, Chris?
I try. So the staff is bringing up the whole ATF thing and the subpoena to CRS's girlfriend.
Here's what I think about that. In all honesty, I'll tell you what I think about that. I call bullshit because here's why. Justin got arrested for manufacturing machine guns. Federal case. Then she started GoFundMe for an attorney. No way can those two things be tied together. So if she was, in fact, subpoenaed by the feds, it probably wasn't for that. That's all, you know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know. You don't know. Like, you don't know what's truth and what lies because he made a video about me that was literally, and I'm not being funny, 98% lies. It was an 18-minute long video, 98% of it. So 17 minutes of it was complete fucking bullshit lies. Just like with the monetization thing. Since day one, I've said I wasn't ever going to monetize. And then when I did try to monetize, it wasn't because I was interested in making money. It was, well, I'm making videos. If they're going to pay me to do it, why not? But I'm not changing what I say in order to get monetized. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I never tried to get him to help me grow my channel or whatever he says. Like I was talking to him long before my son died. Like he acts like, we just started talking when my son was killed. We was talking long before that. I mean, my son was killed in November of 2019. I want to say that we were talking 6 months before that, probably. You know what I mean? Like the whole video is just bullshit. So if he's going to lie about some shit that I can prove, just like he said that I didn't get a strike because he called the YouTube cops on me. I posted in my community tab where I got a strike, and it says it all, has his name in it and everything, where he called the YouTube cops on me. So if you're going to make a video that's 98% bullshit, we have to I have to assume that every video he makes is 98% bullshit if he's talking about stuff like that. Take it how you want. I don't know, man. I don't know. You don't know what's truth, what's lies, what's fact, what he does behind the scenes. You don't know if he got pulled over with a illegal SBR today, or he got caught selling machine gun parts to somebody today, and then decided to. You just don't know. You don't know people, man. You don't know people, and that's why I try to be as open as I can about my life. That's why you know where I live. You can find my phone number. You can knock on my door. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about it, to be honest with you. Who knows?
Right.
I think, and here's what I honestly think. I think that Matt is fucking stupid. With that video he made about me and talking about Justin's case, he completely threw Justin under the bus. He nailed the last nail in Justin's coffin at trial by saying, this, because I would tell him, like, dude, you gotta quit calling it a lightning link. It's not a lightning link. It is artwork that was inspired by the lightning link. When you call it a lightning link at trial, they're going to say, well, if any reasonable person thought this thing was a lightning link, then it's a lightning link. If this YouTuber with 120,000 subs believes it's a lightning link and he's sponsored by this place, then it's a lightning link. Instead of saying it's artwork inspired by a lightning link. And he said that was the stupidest fucking thing he's ever heard. And they're going to use that shit at trial, dude. I want to drive down there for his trial so I can watch fucking 4 hours of the CRS videos. Because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. You need to wear you definitely check. I mean, I don't know how far down he is, how south of you, but.
Oh, he's in
in
Florida.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I might have to maybe sometime take a look at that. That might be interesting.
I have some of the information.
Wow.
Did I send it to you, Chris?
No, I'm talking about like the whole case thing. Like I paid
okay.
to download like 30, 40
But and if you look at the beginning of it, the first video that he made about the auto key card, he calls it a fucking lightning link. That video was watched by somebody who then called the feds, who then watched the video, who then started an investigation, who then arrested Justin. You know what I mean? Like, words mean something, dude, especially when you're talking legal shit. And he doesn't understand that because he's never had to deal with the law in a way that really mattered. He's never been in trouble for anything. He doesn't know how they twist it. He doesn't know how things are used at trial. I mean, I've been to 2 trials where I was a defendant. You're sitting there and you got 12 people. Your life is riding on these 12 people and how good your lawyer is. And fucking, in my opinion, CRS has buried Justin. There is no fight for Justin because of Matt. Just my opinion, though. Just my opinion. But is he a Fed, if that's what you're asking? I've never seen the evidence to say that. I just think he's fucking stupid.
I think he's one of his fans.
Huh?
I don't know who thy staff is. I thought he was maybe one of his fans.
Oh, I don't know.
The guy asking. or person. So
Yeah, I've never seen him. I've never
right.
seen him before. Like,
I go
actually, I
back to
think
work tomorrow. If you could shoot me a text before you go on sometimes here and there, because I get 0 notifications anymore.
we'll do.
Setting it and everything.
We'll do, man. Maybe this weekend we can get together and you and I and John can do a live, or you and I and then me and John or whatever. I like talking to you guys. It's interesting.
Right on.
But I'm gonna jump off here, guys. My phone's about to die. You all have a safe night. Stay very safe. And hold on a second. What's this? Oh, okay. I didn't know what that was. I'm still trying to figure out these buttons. Stay safe, y'all. For real.
All right. You too, man.
All right. Have a good night, guys. Bye.